Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly reading for Cancer. How are you? Let's see what's coming in for you, Cancer. Does Cancers need to know? Oh, there we go. Six of Pentacles. Someone wants to come out to the moon. Six of Pentacles and the moon. We got some change coming here. Wow. Okay. So I do feel like some of you have opportunity here. Yes. And it's going to create some kind of change. There's been confusion, things that are hidden. I do think, it's interesting because I feel like you've got someone here who's going to reach out. Whether or not you reciprocate, I feel, is another matter. And we have Four of Swords. Yeah, I feel we got a person sort of pinned down by their thoughts here. It's all right to sleep on it. Yeah, because it looks like it could be something confusing too here. And I do feel it's something you've been waiting for. But whenever I see this energy of pinned down by the thoughts, especially with the Three of Pentacles, someone here who's been kind of keeping you waiting reaches out. So I do feel it's feeling a little bit confused. You know what? Take your time. Six of Pentacles is generally a slower moving energy. Take your time and sleep on it. Whether this is something that was worth waiting for, because I feel with the moon there's a little confusion with this. And it has to do with change. And some of you may be thinking maybe it's if you're not talking or somebody. And I do feel someone is going to reach out because I do feel it's a person, there's been no action. And then when they do, it's kind of confusing. I feel some of you may be thinking it's, you may move on from this situation. Cancer, let's have a look at Six of Coins. Yeah, the Star. You may feel like this isn't serving you. And now some of you are waiting, and you're waiting for someone to reciprocate. I do think that you haven't been talking to someone here, but like I say, it's about releasing this. It may no longer serve. You may be thinking of moving on, because whenever things start to get confusing, this is when you need to kind of to look at it, whether it's worth, worth the wait here. Yeah, because it's like waiting and waiting. There's no action, nothing. And then someone suddenly reaches out, they reach out, but they're dropping a breadcrumb and there lacks clarity. Yeah, the Star. Yeah, there's been some sort of obsession here. See, looking at this may be an unhealthy situation. But there is an obsession. It is somebody who's been obsessed and they're literally pinned down. They haven't been communicating and they keep you waiting. Yeah. And it's interesting. It has to do with whether the feelings are mutual. This is why someone is thinking and thinking, pinned down by their thoughts. Does this person feel the same? Is this in my best interest? That kind of energy. And it becomes obsessive. But yet, for some of you, someone here isn't going to reach out and you've been waiting. Others of you, I do feel like you have someone who's going to reach out. It's going to be confusing. Yeah, you need to, when the Queen of Pentacles shows up, it's whether you actually see a future with someone. And it's to look at things very carefully. Like I say, don't be afraid to sleep on it and take your time here before you make any kind of decision. Some of you may actually feel like moving on here because I wouldn't be surprised too that there are other options, other opportunities. This could be to do with work or anything, to be honest. But like I say, it's waiting and waiting. See, there's no action, then suddenly this is someone who reaches out, but it's obsessive. Yeah, a little obsessive energy here. And there it is, someone who keeps it all in. I feel like you're going to just trust your intuition, your inner knowing. And I think you know that there's some sort of obsession here. Yeah, but it has to do with change. And if it is somebody after a long period of time keeps you waiting, and suddenly they come back around, you're going to look at whether you see a future with this person. Because I do feel often with the Queen of Coins, it feels a little uncomfortable, like whether you're comfortable with this situation or not. Because the Queen of Coins is someone who looks ahead, plans ahead. It's all about being prepared. Let's have a look. And I do see change, yeah. So there it is. See that cup coming in, but whether or not you still feel the same. whether this situation serves, but this person, I do see an obsession. And it could even be coming from the Queen of Coins. You can flip the energy. See, it's an energy where the tables are turning, you see? And this is this energy of this person coming in offering you up the cup. So I'm starting to wonder here. I'm getting a vibe. It's saying that, trust your intuition, your inner knowing. I feel like you already know the answers you're seeking here. Because if it is somebody who constantly keeps you waiting, you have to look at whether this person will change, because sometimes people have a tendency to do that because it feels like a lack of respect for your time, because it's about knowing your worth and your value here as well with the star. So I feel like we have someone, maybe it is even the energy of the Queen of Coins, some sort, someone who keeps you waiting to get you kind of obsessed. It's almost like they're doing this on purpose. Yeah, I feel like it could be bothering you, and it is telling you to ground yourself, to look at the situation. Now, if you are a masculine and you are keeping someone waiting here, this person is definitely open to other opportunities because of this. Yeah, because it's the waiting. Like, is this person going to change? Because it is bothering someone. It's weighing heavily on them. Will this person change because the waiting? There's nothing worse than waiting. And I do feel it's almost like obsession. Or they're trying to get you obsessed with them. I do see workaholic energy for some of you. I do feel like you have a lot on your plate as well. So this could be happening all at the same time. See, focusing on work, because there is a Capricorn energy here. If somebody has Capricorn energy, Taurus, Virgo energy, but it's all about planning and preparing, I do feel like there's been this hope. Someone comes in and, shares their feelings or offers you that cup, an invitation. And it's like you've been waiting for this. Tell me about this 7 of Cups here. Yeah, so it's 10 of Cups. See, it's about looking at the bigger picture here. Now's a good time to figure out what makes you happy. Because I do feel, like I say, it almost looks like this person, and I'm going to clarify that some more. Because I feel like they're keeping this all in. They're keeping something to themselves. They keep you waiting. And I have this, and then there's the obsession, waiting for the cup. And I do think it's bothering someone here. Yeah, see, weighing the pros and the cons. Should I stay? Should I go? Or should I wait? And this person procrastinates. So it's just procrastination. And I see it backs it up with the 7 of Cups. But it's an energy of you're not somebody's option, and I do think that is the energy of waiting. Does this person have other options? Tell me about this 4 of Swords energy. Yeah, you may feel like something sneaky's going on, that this person's kind of up to something here. It feels kind of fishy. I'm going to be honest, I do feel there could be some insecurity here, because all isn't always what it seems, especially when the moon's there. Someone who keeps it all in. I think this person's crazy about you, but I do feel there could be insecurity. But then on the other hand, I feel looking at this like they're up to something sneaky because they're keeping you waiting. What are they doing? Do they have other options? There's confusion. And when things start to get confusing, it's not always in your best interest. So I think this person's kind of up to something. And the sneaky is often someone who's kind of playing games. Because of their insecurity, I feel they're hoping you're the person who's going to offer them that cup, because that's what it's about. Should I or shouldn't I? And then we have the Queen of Coins, someone just grounding themselves, looking at this situation. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I keep waiting to see how this plays out, to see what happens here? And some of you too, and I feel like this person, because you're not reaching out, this is interesting because the tables turn, they think that you're up to something. It's a vicious cycle. Oh my goodness. And I do see this weight. And I also feel, I do see a lot of you too working, juggling work, trying to deal with this person, and then it's like when you have time, this person doesn't reach out. So I don't know if this person's respecting your time, because I do see feeling kind of disrespected, This is where you need to know your worth and value. You need to, I feel like it's telling you just to sleep on it. Get up in the morning when your head's clear, when you're feeling confused, and make a decision. Tell me about the star. Tell me about the star. Whoops. Lots of cards want to come out here. See, there's this energy of someone keeping someone feeling like there's hope, you know? Yeah, it's a person who keeps doing it. They can't stop thinking. There is obsession. I do think this person's crazy about you, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's, you know, both of you constantly thinking, but why is this person keeping you waiting? What are they up to here? Yeah, they're in their head. See, it has to do with truth and clarity. This is someone who needs to speak some kind of truth here. See, the truth. I think this person thinks that you're up to something sneaky because it's like the tables turn. I'm not seeing projection. I just feel, you know, that it's bothering you or it's bothering them. Maybe there's something they need to get off their chest, but it's a cycle, and you can see someone who keeps doing the same thing. So why does this person do this? Tell me about the King of Swords. Yeah, see, it's all about the Six of Wands. What if this person feels that you're playing the field? You're keeping your options open. Well, there's certainly nothing wrong with doing that if a person here doesn't come in, because it is an energy of someone going about something in a sneaky way due to the insecurities. It's someone who just needs to speak truth, because it has to do with a person's ego too. And I do see their ego, their pride. Someone's pride's been hurt a little bit here. Yeah, what the heck? I feel maybe they can't provide. I don't know, but they need to speak truth. And I do see truth. This person knows. They know they're keeping you waiting. So if you do feel like you've got someone who keeps you waiting and they're out there playing the field, or they feel like this isn't going to go anywhere, that it won't go the distance, you know, and that's the waiting. This is hard on a person. Let's have a look at the Eight of Swords. Yeah, see the energy of lack. And this is why I feel, this is why there's the obsession. This is a person who feels you're going to leave them behind. They're going to be left behind. Some of you haven't decided yet because you're just kind of looking at this. I do think it bothers you. You know, it feels heavy, you know. And I feel like you have a lot on your plate here too. You have a lot on your plate, a lot of responsibilities. I do see some of you, and I wonder if it is this person, they don't have a lot of money because like you're waiting for something. And it could be their ego. It has to do with someone who needs to speak truth. And I feel this person knows. Yeah, waiting for them to come in and offer up the cup, the offer, the invitation. I feel this person's cup actually runneth over. It's how they feel inside, right? That internal energy. Yeah. Should I stay? Should I go? See, they need to step up to the plate. This has to do with making a decision. Some of you, I feel it's almost like the tables turn, that you feel like they're ghosting you, ignoring you. And if this is something that's already happened, I don't know if this person's trying to play games, trying to get you obsessed by ghosting, ignoring. I don't really quite honestly get that vibe, but I do think it has to do with their ego. This person can't provide something here because they see the Queen of Pentacles as someone who provides. So this is why I feel this person maybe has a lack of money right now. And I do feel maybe a debt, bills to pay. They have a lot on their plate. See the tables turn. Tell me more about this King of Swords energy. Yeah, it's a Knight of Wands. See, this is the runner chaser energy. This is someone who may be playing little games trying to get you to chase them. But the fact is, I feel their pride's getting in the way. Now, if they have ghosted, ignored you, like I say, it almost feels like just this lack, this negativity, and it might not even be money. Like I feel it's just insecurity. They feel like they're not good enough. But it's almost like because they don't feel like they're good enough, they're making you feel that way. See, it's all insecurity. And I do see this energy of, some of you, it's actually a timeout too. But this person here, they need to figure out what it is they want. They need to figure out what makes them happy. Because I do feel like at some point you've seen a future with this person. See, it's that runner chaser. Somebody who runs away. And I feel like you're going to look at this like whether this will go the distance. But I quite honestly feel This is someone kind of calculating here. They come across as kind of cold. I don't know if this is someone being cruel, but look at, see, disappointment, deception, mind games, manipulation. My gosh. Yeah, it's an energy of disappointing. And here's how I feel. This person feels maybe they can't provide, they're not good enough. So it's like that disappointment, it has to do with self. It's like they don't want to disappoint you. But it is that runner chaser. Some of you definitely, it's someone playing games, trying to see if you'll chase after them. But I feel they're going to be disappointed in that situation, because the energy of the Queen of Coins is not chasing after someone. This is someone focusing on themselves, taking care of self. Tell me about the Queen of Coins. Wow, heavy stuff. Justice. See, it's about harmony. See, you're trying to keep yourself balanced. Some of you are working. You got a lot on your plate. You got things to do. So here you wait for this person. You kind of plan, prepare ahead. You get yourself all prepared. You keep everything balanced. And then this person keeps you waiting. So a lot of it is them disappointed in self because their pride's getting in the way. It's about being able to provide, because they see the Queen of Pentacles as someone who provides for themselves. So I wonder if you've given this person the impression that, because it is pride and ego, I can see it. I mean, that's why this person, they come in all fired up, all enthusiastic, and then they run away. See, it never goes the distance. They never go the distance here. And I do think this is what they want to do. And I do think this person's internally struggling with this. Should I tell this person how I feel? Should I offer that cup? See, an offer, an invitation, whatever it may be, but it is their emotions overflowing. And I do feel giving the person the impression that maybe sometimes the Queen of Pentacles gives the impression they just want to be single. But I do think it's bothering this person too. Like, yeah, interesting. It's heavy stuff. But one thing I can tell you, this will resolve, because I can see this person knows that you're disappointed. So I do feel, don't chase after this person. They need to figure out what they want, what makes them happy. Okay. And if you do feel, if your intuition is telling you this person's being sneaky, that they have other options, they keep you waiting, trust that. Okay. Just like I say, I wouldn't be giving to this person, because they need to come in right. They need to come in right. Tell me about this. This person's cup overflows with emotion. Just, and it's their own insecurity, their own lack of money. Maybe they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. They may have a lot of debt. See, they don't feel they can offer you anything, because we have a person who comes across as very stable, grounded, a person who likes to keep their life balanced. See, that's that harmony within, but they aren't coming in right, and they know, they see truth in the situation. They need to just tell you the truth. Tell me about this. This is someone who should have. See, they should have just told you the truth. And that's what they should do. Lack of money, a lot of bills. It's almost like this person's, they come in with a lot of ego, like they got everything handled, but they have some issues financially. I feel some of them definitely do. Yeah, Ten of Swords, see, they need to just get this off their chest. And that, that's when things get lighter. See, this is, they just need to get something off their chest. It really is bothering them. I mean, it is their pride. It is their ego. They feel they can't provide, like they're not good enough. Because we have a person here who's got themselves, their life balanced. Everything's in order. That's the impression they have. See, they have this impression of you. And because of the way they're behaving, now you have this impression of them. But the cup's there, which is sad, because they're so full of emotion here. And, the Ten of Swords is an energy of just speaking the truth, getting this off their chest, right? They need to get this off their chest, and they'll feel lighter. See, it's about breaking free. They need to break free from what's holding them back here. Tell me about this Ace of Cups. Yeah, so it is an energy of someone who has a King of Wands energy. Now, they could have this in their chart. It could be their energy. I do see that. Yeah, see, their cup overflows. This is someone who definitely is very masculine, very macho. They hold everything inside. And I'm going to be honest with that high priestess. This is someone who keeps it all in. They don't like to bother other people with their problems. They carry their weight. So this is someone who actually, has this energy of they can overcome anything, they can do this on their own. But I feel like it's just a very masculine energy. That's, I feel, more likely their energy. Because I do see Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy in here too. A lot of swords. See, it's just, and the judgment here. See, this is this should I or shouldn't I. See, they're not stepping up to the plate. You're waiting for them to step up to the plate. But this person keeps it all in. They can handle anything that comes their way. So that's the impression you have of this person. So this is why I feel because of this, you're feeling disappointed. Someone here's not telling someone everything. And like I say, it could be debt or something really bothering them. And they keep it to themselves. It's something personal. See, it's not you. It's actually them. They don't blame you. Okay? They're blaming themselves here. Tell me about this King of Wands. See, this is all this time in between things calming down. So this could be someone from a distance for some of you too. So if it has to do with, traveling, an opportunity to travel, to visit, I feel they're putting this off. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. So I feel this person's struggling, juggling work, trying to pay off bills, debt. I feel they're trying to prepare themselves. But I do feel this is someone who knows they should just tell you the truth. They should just tell you the truth. It's really bothering them. This person generally is someone who speaks truth. They have integrity. And people often respect this kind of person because they follow through. And I do think this person, here's what I also see about them. They do this to self. They take on a lot. They take on a lot because of their ego. See, I don't know if this person provides a service or something that they do. So they take on a lot. And it is probably because they have debt, they want to pay something off. And if that's not what it is, there is something very personal they're dealing with. And it has to do with, a little bit of a wake-up call here. Someone who's maybe wasted a lot of time in their life financially, now they're down to the crunch. And here we've got this lovely person who they see as marriage material, you see. It's heavy stuff, because it is their pride. It's this being able to provide something, and they're so determined here. They are so determined. So it is insecurity. But this is, again, this person, they kind of, because things turn around, they kind of feel, if you're not reaching out to them, they kind of feel like you're already looking elsewhere. So this is the thoughts that are pinning this person down. And I'm going to tell you, they want to pin you down, But I do feel at some point this is someone who didn't want to be pinned down. And it's because of all this debt, these things that they need to heal from. It is this back and forth energy. See, this is the Two of Swords. See, this is an energy of seeing. It's about themselves, seeing themselves. And it's how you see them is really important to this person. But they need to take off the blindfold and see. Yeah, so that you can see there's indecision all this time in between. They're wasting time. And I do think they know that they're wasting time. Because it has to, and I do feel like they're doing it on purpose because they're trying to pay off debt or they're trying to deal with something very personal. It really heavy. And they know that if they speak truth, it'll just be a relief. Like you see the relief. And that's what it is, taking those swords out. See, it's a 10 ending. This is where the sun starts to shine. They are making headway. Whatever this person's doing, I'm going to tell you, they are something else. But there it is. There's that moment of awareness. Aha. Seeing truth. See, they know that you're waiting, but it's telling you to just stay grounded and be practical, okay? Just kind of keep yourself balanced. They definitely see you as marriage material, I can tell you. Yeah, I don't know. You can wait or not here, but at least while you're waiting, keep your life balanced, focused on yourself, do what you need to do for you. Okay. And I feel that's what you're likely doing, trying to be You know, and it's about preparing. See, while you're waiting, you're literally preparing yourself. It's almost like you know that what this person's dealing with. And some of you, maybe you already do. See, this is what it is. It's about coming in and talking. They want to talk. And I do see romantic feelings too. See this person? And I do think you're waiting for them to ask you out or to go on a date, some of you. But I feel like you know this person. Yeah. And I do feel some of you do have other options and opportunities here. And you may be kind of like, well, should I wait or should I just take these other opportunities? Yeah. See, it has to do with loyalty and faith. Some of you definitely have someone that you're waiting for that isn't loyal and faithful. Okay. And I do think there's someone here who needs to tell the truth about loyalty and faith. And I do see mixed messages and mixed signals from this person as well. So it has to do with something being learned. Yeah, this person, some of you definitely have dealt with this, and it could be what they've dealt with. You see, there's trust issues. So, like I say, look at the facts with the Seven of Swords. All isn't what it seems. Look at the facts and the figures. Okay, look at things before you make any kind of judgment. Because it is an energy, I feel, where they maybe feel like you'll judge them. Because there's something they want to say. I wonder if this is someone who wasn't faithful to someone in the past and they need to heal. They need to let it go. It no longer serves to bring this into another situation. This person literally... See, there is a little projection here too. But I feel with the most part, see, it's all about spending time together, doing things together. Cooperation, compromise, compatibility. So if it is a person who, I mean, there may have been a divorce or something here where this person didn't have a lot of money, but they are someone who handles it on their own. This is someone who doesn't ask anyone for help. They don't ask for help. They handle everything on their own. And that's why I feel and it's someone who takes on a lot of work too. So whatever this person's doing, I do think they're becoming more enthusiastic because there is light at the end of the tunnel. See the manifesting here. They're manifesting. They want to talk and communicate. It's like there's light at the end of the tunnel and things are calming down. It's definitely someone who's busy juggling. They need to just speak the truth and get this off their chest. And maybe there's something that's bothering them about you and they want to talk about it. So, and like I say, the tables are turning. And I do think this person does see you in a favorable light. Maybe you're feeling like they don't. I mean, you can see all the confusion, illusion, the things that are unknown. And someone who's looking at it, well, I don't think this is meant to be. It's not going to go the distance. You know, all these thoughts running around, I think, in both of your heads. Yeah, so it's an energy of being the Empress. See, they see you as everything they could ever want. I don't think this person feels worthy, like they're good enough. And I do think if it is someone who wasn't faithful to someone in the past, it still weighs on them and bothers them because of their faith, maybe their religious beliefs. But I don't feel, like I say, they have to work this through. They need to figure out what makes them happy. They need to see the bigger picture. Okay. I do think this is someone who definitely has things that bother them. They need to forgive themselves. Yeah, but if you really feel, it's saying to trust your inner knowing. If you really feel, see, waiting for this person to offer the cup. See, you're being open, available. But see, while you're waiting for this person, they feel like you're leaving them behind. You're open to other people. So they're kind of looking at, well, this might not go anywhere because they can't wait. Well, how long? Because this is someone who is in the energy of the right person waits till they're ready. Well, when is this person going to be ready? You see, healing and all this takes time, and that's what this person's dealing with. So you can decide for yourself with that Empress energy. See, knowing your worth and value, it has to do with respect and self-respect. And your self-respect, if you're making this person, if you're the one keeping them waiting because the tables turn, your self-respect makes you so desirable to this person. So you can see there's a lot of confusion, this up and down and back and forth and waiting and waiting. So you have to ask yourself, what are you waiting for? You need to look at this person. Now, if you are open, and I do see leaving someone behind, see, it's bothering them. It's weighing on them. It's all about this healing and this need to release. They need relief. They need to release this. They need to get this off their chest. This person's crazy about you. Yeah, see, it has to do with their finances, being prepared. And I do feel it for most of you, it's just a person who has a whole lot of debt. They have a lot on their plate. There's someone who's very confident. But I do see others of you possibly having other options here. And that's what they're thinking. But I really feel this is just this person, you know, being prepared financially. They want to be able to provide. This is a very macho masculine. This is someone who would never let a feminine provide for them. They're very old school that way in their thinking. See the way they think? There's just absolutely no way this person would... No, see, it's about two people who provide, and this is what they're starting to see, I feel. As they release this, they start to feel, you know, we both, two people who provide for each other. But this person really has a hard time, and I do see very old school rules. So I'm going to just close this off. This is still manifesting. This person here, see, planning, preparing. This is somebody who... There is light at the end of the tunnel, things calming down, applying lessons learned here too. But it is light at the end of the tunnel as far as debt or baggage that they need to release. It could even be all these things. I mean, this is some pretty heavy energy, but it is about spending time together, doing things together. See, they're looking at this, what two people can accomplish together. So they're starting to change their way of thinking. This is about their limitless beliefs that they have to provide everything. Yeah, crazy. See, it's all about building and working, putting in effort. See, this is somebody who's been working, paying off bills, paying off debt, rinse and repeat, trying to prepare themselves. There is light at the end of the tunnel here. And that's why I say you need to choose wisely yourself here to whether this is worth waiting for, how you really feel about this person. But it is an energy of coupling up. This person's changing how they see relationships in general. They are a provider, and I wouldn't be surprised this is someone who went through a divorce, had to provide for someone for a long time. You know, had to pay off debt to be prepared, to be ready financially. They are someone who is a look ahead, plan ahead person. But this is someone who really, you're going to be honest, wasn't prepared to feel the way they felt. So there you go. It's still manifesting. It has to do with communication. See, they're starting to feel more enthusiastic. See, it is that runner chaser. I wonder if this is someone who is looking at the feminine with the tables turning, that no, they're just playing games here. See, they're playing games. They're trying to get me to chase after them. But see, it's all about them not being ready. It is about financial. The right person waits till someone's ready. That's the way they see it. So if you're open to other people, then obviously they feel like this may not go the distance. Maybe this person's not a faithful person. Because that King of Swords is telling me they speak truth. But it's someone who should have told somebody, because it is bothering them that they're not speaking truth about debt and things. See, this is also themselves becoming more self-aware. And it's also, they become aware they maybe missed a magical opportunity. And then, of course, this person, I'm telling you, they are like heavy, heavy, heavy. You know, and then if they do come in, you might reject them. You may not be interested. See, this is all about providing a house, a home. See, they see a beautiful opportunity. This is about building a strong foundation. It's about being able to provide. That's what it is. It's about being able to provide a home. But it's all about their home, their financial foundation. But they had limitless belief pinned on by their thoughts thinking, I got to provide everything. I can't do this. There's just no way I'm going to let this person provide anything, because we have an Empress. See, I feel like they just see you, their impression of you. They have this impression of you. And so, like I say, I don't know where this is going to go, but it is telling you to decide whether you want to wait. Now, if now's the time you need to figure out what makes you happy. If you could be happy with this person, because I do feel some of you could have, you're open to other options because of all the waiting. Yeah, see, opportunity. This person knows a good thing when they see it. And I feel like you see that in each other. You just need to express it. It's time for a talk, but it's telling you to think it through and choose wisely. Choose your battles. So they are becoming more decisive too, though. Yeah, they know they need to take action. Heavy. So there you go. They are becoming more enthusiastic. That's like I say, it all has to do with their house, a home, their financial foundation. See, this is someone who needs somebody to have faith in them. See, faith that they can provide. They lack that faith in themselves. Take care. Bye for now.